What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Now, I'm quite excited. Excuse me. Excuse me for the coughs because I'm still getting over this little bit of I mean, I ain't sick no more, but it's just a cough. That's a little bit of a lingering issue, the phlegm and things of this nature from that magic that was done. but the downloads that was received as a result of that magic that was done. Thank you, bitch. Thank you. Guess who here? So guess who is here among us in this moment? First of all, I ain't gonna talk about Prince. Now, Prince, the wonderful and the beautiful Prince, that's the aspect. That's an aspect that I have been waiting for. Right along with my Michael Jackson, and Aretha Franklin. Okay. The trio, honey, in spirit. Now, this is a spiritual connection between us four. Actually, it's four. Anywho, okay, let's go ahead and get into what I am getting about Mother. I'm talking about Giant. I'm talking about the Giant. She has chosen to join us in this moment with this message, this quick little message. We're going to be getting more as we head into the seconds, the minutes, the days, the weeks, the coming weeks, getting more. Giant. I'm also hearing Bigfoot. She is referring to herself as Bigfoot, but I'm seeing her as a giant, and I'm seeing her walk, the walks of Mother. I'm talking about all of the different various versions of Mother as she dropped throughout the body. They have all been similar walks, very similar but different in certain ways. This Mother was a stomper. Like, she stomped the ground. Of course, she was a giant. Excuse me. She stomped the ground and things of this nature. Okay, so where are we going to start here? Because she is starting to become more apparent. Where are we going to start here? Let's talk about this was the ruler of all rulers. Now this is still the ruler of all rulers, where these kings and these quote, and I'm putting it in quotations because these motherfuckers are not royal in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They all took from the Mother, the one who sat up in that sky and gave birth to all the matter and all the beings here. Even them, which we're going to be getting into how she even gave birth to the things, these creatures and reptilians and insectoids in the first place. Okay. So she was the ruler. She is still the ruler. This is mine. This is hers. We are still within her creation, her birthing that she set up there and birthed up in that sky as the celestial body, birthing the matter and birthing everything. Okay, of course she was going to come down into the third eye. This is where she was at this time as the ruler. Of course she was going to come down and rule over her creation, her birthing, what she gave birth to. Unfortunately, this birthing had been contaminated by that of Orunmila. On that ship, let's talk about the ship. This birthing of Mother had been contaminated by those black orbs, the dark matter, the fear particles, or the anti-light, whatever it is that you choose to call this this black shit that appears as orbs. Okay. Her birthing had been contaminated by that sex scene on that ship between herself and this roach. I can't even think of another name to describe the bitch. A roach. And an insectoid, which is a subset of these reptilians and these draconian motherfuckers who came to invade at this time when Mother was the ruler, the giant, and this was in fact Atlantis. Okay. What's this? Mother was a giant, but not only was she a giant, she was in human form as well, but she was also an eagle. Okay. Orunmila was most definitely present here. I'm getting him in giant form as well. I'm getting him as an eagle as well, because I'm seeing them too. See, us, the memory of us sitting in those chairs, like adjacent to each other. There was like a long stage in between the chairs. So I was sitting on this side, and then like on the right side, and then you had that stage, and I'm hearing it be referred to as the world stage. Okay, and then on the left you had Orunmila, the Orisha, who has went by many different names during this sojourn, whatever you want to call it, this simulation, and took on the various forms, similar forms as Mother would have taken on. Anyway, I'm hearing this stage be referred to as the world stage, where we sat adjacent to each other. I sat on this side, he sat on that side, with that stage in between us. And I'm seeing this stage as well. I'm seeing it as a runway. It looks like not an airplane runway, but like a modeling runway. And I'm also picking up on something about modeling. I'm picking up on something about walking, the way the girls walk. I'm picking up on something about that very strongly. So now let's get into this invasion. No. Before we get into that, I just got to tell you about the air at the time. Now, I was white, or I had a white complexion, but there was no race. There was no such thing as classifying ourselves into the different boxes and the groups of race. So I was not white, but my skin color was white. My hair was blonde, short blonde. It was like a short blonde bob, something like that. I had wavy. It was wavy though. My hair was wavy, blonde, and short, and sort of like bobbed. And I was white. I'm seeing red too, so I may have worn like a red lipstick, or had on some red heels or something like that. Something like that is what I'm picking up on. As I just used to stomp through, bitch. The only giant, really, just me, and my husband. I don't even want to call him a husband. This is ridiculous. Okay, about this individual, he was already. So let's get into it. Now, the air, as I mentioned, I appeared to be sort of cartoonish, it was almost cartoonish, but not so much in the way of how you see the cartoons on TV. This was not 2D or 3D or 4D or 4D. This was very high vibrational energy. Where it looked almost cartoonish, but it was a much higher vibration than what you would see in the cartoons. Okay, the magic was in the air, the magic filled the air, but as well, you also had these strange looking creatures, these different creatures, these reptilians that came to invade. Now again, we're talking about as above, so below, as it pertains to that ship and them manipulating me into believing that Orumala was my counterpart, as well as him letting Andy infect him with all that black shit, the black orbs and the brown shit, that roach shit, excuse me, was all a show, was all stunts and shows and performances and smoke and mirrors, because at the core of Orumala, his nature, he is an insectoid, and we are going to be getting into this, how this invasion occurred when all these different creatures just swept down. I am seeing parachutes, I'm seeing different types of planes and things of this nature. Okay, let's talk about how Mother ruled. She was the only ruler. She did not need a governor. She did not need a senator. She did not need a lawyer. She did not need nan judge. And while we are here now, let's go ahead and say it. I decree and declare every single world piece of government shut down. I decree and declare every single one of my light sparks that's involved in the computers or within the elections of these governments be shut down and brought back to the mother and the father and the child, which is myself, the Holy Spirit, in the name of the mother, father. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming back from these governmental agencies. Every single one of them, they are not qualified, nor are they ordained to be in their positions. Okay. Now, in terms of these borders, the sea, that you know, the ocean, the borders, there was none of that. We did not need, and Mother ruled on her own, along with that trifling ass husband of hers. But that the whole time, it was that husband plotting and doing the things behind. Now, at this time, the magic wasn't being done yet. But see, there was something else, which we're going to be getting into. But again, this was Mother ruled by herself, along with that husband, who I child. But she ruled alone. She did not need a governor. She did not need this system of different unqualified individuals in seats, in these governmental seats that are unqualified and not ordained to be over humans. She did not need none of that. Now, this is where all of that stems from, though, with this invasion that occurred, where we had all of these different creatures swooping on down into Atlantis. Okay, but before we get here, now let's get into Caveman Adam. Now, at this time, there was the Caveman Adam, which is why I had perceived him. I was perceiving him with bones, and said it's something about him at this time too that was cavemanish. And I'm also picking up on nymphs very strongly here. The nymphs, these individuals sitting around having sex every day, all day. I'm picking up on these nymphs. There's something about the landscape as well that I'm picking up on, having to come and try to get Adam, because he was also referred to as Adam in this lifetime as well. He wasn't Orumala yet. The bitch didn't try to hide. He won't try to hide yet. Okay. But I'm picking up on this Mother having to try to come and get Adam from out there having sex with these nymphs and things of this nature, because this bitch was too far gone on coochie. That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted. That's all he. Okay. And so this invasion, let's talk about the invasion. The invasion occurred with all these different creatures. I'm talking about reptilian creatures, draconian, all of that. They swept in, and it was a lot going on in terms of you know, as we progress throughout the chakras, these humiliation rituals, you know, sort of picked up and got a little more realer. Here, this is where you have the initial humiliation, the initial embarrassment that followed Mother throughout her cycle within the chakras, down her body or down my body, whatever the case may be. Something had happened with the world stage, and now here we go with Miss Octopussy. Like, I didn't know where I was going to put her at. I already talked about the bitch a little bit back when I described that psychosis that I was in when I had to travel into the underworld. But let's talk about Miss girl. What do I want to call her? Miss. I ain't gonna misgender the bitch because the bitch wants to be a feminine creature. Miss Octopussy, girl. I was gonna call her Mr. Octopussy because the bitch is very masculine. It's no shade. And there was a ship scene, okay, as no on that world stage where Aromala or Adam at the time was fucking the bitch, a motherfucking octopus. But see, this octopus was personified, and like I said, at the time, the magic was in the air. You could see the magic. The collective knew about the magic. It wasn't a secret. It wasn't hidden. So that now, in the root chakra, the collective doesn't really know about the magic. They are being controlled and moved around like motherfucking chess pieces on a board, and they don't know nothing that's going on. But back then, the collective knew of the magic and the different these reptilian creatures swooped in and invaded. So we're going to be getting more about this, but I am getting about Romula, Adam at the time, who was also, I'm picking up a caveman type of vibe coming off of him. But this was the first rape by this individual who was his core, his true nature came out as all of these other creatures invaded. It turns out that he was also one of these creatures. Okay, now this rape, I'm talking about rape. He raped Mother in full-blown insectoid, like a giant. He was like a giant insect that raped Mother at that time. Okay, now and this is what led into the ending of that lifetime and heading into Mother as Lilith. Okay, this vicious rape by this insectoid, who I am picking up. It's like a praying mantis, like in the shape of a praying mantis, but giant. That raped the mother, the birther, the creator of this primordial. Okay, this whole earth is hers. It's mine now, because she in my body, and I inherited it. Okay. What else do we got to say? I think that's it for now, because it's going to be getting clearer. Thank you, Mother, for coming on through and showing yourself. I think we just had to get all that other shit up out the way, so that, we can move on. Thank you for appearing. The ruler of all rulers, the mighty ruler. Okay. Bye-bye.